Good morning. I'm hard to I'm hard. I'm here to tell you that hard times make strong people. Don't ever regret your life or your past. It was your life, you lived it. My life has been really strange, unusual. There are so many experiences, from deep depths up to high highs. I don't regret any of it. It made me who I am today. It made me sitting here on YouTube telling stories that no one would believe when I would tell them what happened. They go, "Oh, you're just making that up." And I stopped telling my story. I stopped telling people about my life because it was so hard to believe what I have lived through, you know? And yet, on YouTube, you do believe because you know people who've experienced it or been there, or you yourself experienced it. So when people don't believe you, that's okay. That's their prerogative. Because someone will eventually understand because they've gone through the same thing. We all live lives that make us who we are. And I don't ever say, forget the past. The past is what made me who I am today. And I learn a lesson, and I gain strength, and I gain knowledge. And yes, at this age, I may not remember it all, but who cares? Who really cares? You know, I I started my channel to tell my story. I never expected anybody to watch it. I've said this so many times. I just wanted to tell my story. And I've been asked twice to write a book, and I said no. My life is so unbelievable. I said I'm not important enough for anybody to buy a book on my life, so I'm not about to write it. But telling my story on YouTube and having other people tell me their experiences were the same. Uh, it's amazing. It doesn't matter what country, what nationality. We're all living through this same experience of life. The ups, the downs, the blunders, the successes. Some of us are smarter than others. Some of us are talented. Some of us are musical. I mean, we're all different, but we all have similar experiences. We wanted to grow up, be successful, have a good life, raise our children, give them more than what we had. A roof over their head, food on the table. We've all wanted to do that if we've had any children. Some people don't, and that's okay too. But no regrets, guys. No regrets. I'm going to be telling you stories that are just going to befuddle you. It's going to be hard to realize, and yet there'll be many of you who've had the same experience. That's what's so great about YouTube, is we're getting together and we're having the same experience. We can communicate with other people, say, yeah, you'll never believe. And they will. Where many people won't think, oh, no, there's no way. Yeah, I started keeping items from the days when I worked with the movies. I kept all kinds of stuff because I didn't think anybody'd ever believe me when I got old. Well, I was old then. I was in my 50s. But I just never believed. I thought nobody will ever believe it. They've never believed all this stuff about my life. They'll never believe this. And I have proof, actual written documentation. So I can prove what I'm saying. And after a while, I thought, why? Why do I have to prove anything? Why do I have to show anything to the doubters? Who cares? At this age, who cares? That's what I'm thinking. So when I tell my stories, it's okay if you don't believe it. But too many people have had the same experiences. So I know many of you out there can associate with me and my thoughts and what's going on. And that's the most important thing is we can talk about it. We Whether it be you put what happened to you or your neighbor or your grandson or your daughter, whoever, put it down in writing and it kind of helps things. When I was having a rough time, I used to keep a journal and I would go back and look at that and go, oh, that was a terrible time. But I can't do that anymore. I don't keep a journal because I don't want to relive it anymore. And now I'm getting more and more of my memories back the older I get and the things that happened. And I realize that you guys might want to hear them. Maybe I might not want to tell them, but you might want to hear them because it's something you've experienced. So, no regrets. No regrets. I'll say it one more time, no regrets. And yes, sometimes I'll get amounts wrong, like was it 2,000 or 3,000 or 1,000? How much was it that I saved? You know, and the little tiny details I might get wrong. But the basic overall story is what really happened. And it happened to me. And it's happening to other people. So maybe by telling these stories, I can help somebody get through it. So I just wanted to make another no regrets. And just so you know, you're not the only one who's had many things happen to them. And the older they get, more experience we get. There's lots of us out there. I send you my love. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. Oh, and share. Thank you. Camo.